Well, good afternoon. This is a dull day by the look of it. Clouds and look like it's going to rain. 25th of July, Saturday, in the afternoon, about 2:30 p.m. I'm not telling a story for adults. This is for children. It's a small book that I've just bought, and it's called the Usborne Pocket Science. And I know children are worried about illnesses now, and it's called What Makes You Ill, and it's internet linked, and I'll tell you who it's by, and I'll just read it as it's written. Mike Unwin and Kate Woodward are the authors, and the contents are all about being ill. Why do you get ill? What is a germ? Germ attack, allergies, how illnesses spread, accidents, going to the doctor, where you live, staying healthy, internet links, and the index. But I think the most important thing to read is the front page inside cover, because it's really directed at children to understand what and what not to do on the internet. This is about using the internet. I think it's important because a lot of children use it from quite a young age. If you have access to the internet, you can visit the websites we have recommended in this book. If you don't have use of the internet, don't worry. This book is a complete, fun and interesting book on its own. The Usborne Quick Links. For links to all the websites, go to the Usborne Quick Links website at www.usborne-quicklinks.com and type in the keywords pocket ill. There you will find links that you can click onto to take you straight to the recommended websites. The links are regularly checked and if reviewed and updated. If any of the sites close down, we will, if possible, replace them with suitable alternatives. The pictures in this book with the symbol can be downloaded from Usborne Quick Links free of charge for your own personal use. For example, on a greeting card to a friend. The pictures may not be used for commercial purposes. Internet safety. This is quite important for everybody, me included. When using the internet, please make sure you follow these guidelines. Ask your parents or guardians' permission before you connect to the internet. And how many of you do that? If you write a message in a website guest book or on a website message board, do not include any personal information such as your full name or your email address. Don't give it to a website or strangers. If a website asks you to log in or register by typing your name or email address, ask permission of an adult like your parent or grandparent before doing so. If you receive an email from someone you don't know, tell an adult and do not reply to the email. Ignore it or delete it. Never arrange to meet anyone you have met on the internet. I will repeat that. Never agree to meet anyone at all who you've met on the internet. Understood? Do not do that. We recommend that children are supervised while on the internet, and so do I. That they do not use the internet chat rooms. No, I never do, neither should you, because you don't know who you're talking to. And that you use internet filtering software to block unsuitable material. For more information, see inside the back cover. Well, I'm just going to go straight through this little book because look, it's only little. This is, We're starting all about being ill. Most of the time you probably feel well. Your body can do lots of things without you even thinking about them. You feel energetic and you want to run around and play. Your brain lets you think clearly. Most of the time you're happy and feel comfortable inside. Your skin looks smooth and healthy. Your arms and legs feel strong. You get hungry if you have not eaten for a while. When you're ill, you can usually tell if you're ill because things feel wrong with your body. These things are called symptoms. You can often tell what is wrong by the kind of symptoms you have. You may feel hot one minute, then cold the next. Your tummy may feel upset, and you may need to be sick. You may feel miserable and not want to join in with your friends' games. You may lose your appetite. What is pain? Having a pain is one way your body tells you something is wrong. Sometimes you can easily see what is wrong because of where it hurts. Sometimes you have a pain in one place when really the problem is somewhere else. Tonsillitis causes a tummy ache even though your tonsils are in your throat. Keeping well. Looking after yourself helps you stay well. Eating the right food and exercising keeps you fit. Being fit helps you to fight illness and get better more quickly if you are ill. Getting better. Your body is good at getting better by itself. You can help it mend by resting. There are lots of things you can do while you rest. Watch TV. That's not always good, is it? Play games is better, and read is even better than that. And while you're reading, you might be able to listen to music. It depends how the book is. The book might not really like you listening to music. I mean, it depends the content of the book. It can be distracting. Plenty of love and attention from your family or friends can make you feel better. If resting doesn't help and you don't get better on your own, you may have to visit your doctor, but at the moment, for this lockdown business, we can't see our doctors. They ask us to take pictures. Mind you, I haven't had anything wrong with me, but I heard that people have to take pictures, but I'm not sure if you can take a picture of everything they want to look at. Anyway, sports and energetic games keep you fit. Fruit is a healthy food to eat. So the inside of the book looks like this. It's a bit wonky. It's me. I must be a bit wonky. Why do you get ill? People become ill for many different reasons. Most everyday illnesses are caused by germs. Your body usually fights off germs with your immune system, but sometimes they make you ill. This is called having an infection, like flu. That is an infection. There are many different kinds of germs. They cause different symptoms of infection: sore throat, headache, tummy ache, rash. Sneezing sprays millions of germs into the air. Most germs are spread through the air. When you have a cold, you breathe out germs all the time. If people around you breathe them in, they may catch your cold. Where you live can affect your health. For example, traffic, fumes and factory smoke. Like in some foreign countries, they have the worse factories than we have here now. They smoke and can pollute the air that you breathe. This can make people ill. That's why they get asthma and all sorts of breathing problems and COPD. So where I live, it's beautiful in the countryside. There's less pollution here. But when I lived in London and when I lived near King's Cross in London, there was a lot of pollution. And I also lived in Manchester for some time. There wasn't so much pollution in Abbey Hay, but in the centre of Manchester and working districts, yes, there was pollution. And then the traffic. We've got traffic here. That's our biggest pollution. And the airplanes, when they deliberately spray up their nasty stuff, you can see it in the sky. You know it's not normal. It's chemical. I don't know why they're doing it, but they're doing it, and it has to stop. People should know what's going on. Anyway, back to family illnesses. Some illnesses tend to run in families. Scientists now know someone is more likely to get asthma if one of their parents has it. Asthma makes it difficult to breathe properly. People with asthma can take medicine to help them run around and play sports, but really on doctors' advice, and parents and teachers wouldn't want anything bad to happen to you while you're running and playing football or training and doing gymnastics. Allergies. Ordinary things like cat hair, pollen from plants, and certain foods make some people feel poorly. This is called having an allergy. Feelings. Now this is a difficult one. Your feelings can make you feel ill too. Worrying may upset your tummy and make you feel sick. Feeling nervous about your first day at a new school can make you feel ill, particularly if you haven't got any new friends to go along with you. Allergies. Ordinary things like cat hair, pollen from plants, certain foods make some people feel poorly. This is called having an allergy. An allergy to strawberries can give you a rash. So here's the pictures again on this book. So I'm going to go on to the next page, and this is, what is a germ? Yeah, we need to know that, particularly at this time. People don't understand what germs are. Germs are tiny, living things. They're everywhere. In the air, you breathe, on your skin, in your food, and on the things you touch. There are germs inside your body all the time to help make your immune system work properly. We need them. Most of them don't do you any harm. Some can even be helpful, but others can make you ill. Some useful bacteria live in your tummy, and they help you digest your food. Germs are so tiny, you need a microscope to see them. They're not visible to the normal eyes. You can't just see them. Bacteria now, they are so tiny that over 1,000 could fit on a pinhead. Some can cause illnesses such as ear and skin infections. These bacteria cause earache. They are magnified many times so that you can see them with a big magnifying glass. Viruses are different, completely different. We've been misled over this virus COVID-19, and I'll tell you about that later. My opinion, it's not in this book, maybe not. Viruses are over 1 million times smaller than bacteria. They cause many common infections such as colds, tummy upsets, and sore throats. If you look at viruses through a powerful microscope, you can see their strange shape. I'm going to show you close. Oh. Look. So, keeping germs out. Your body is built to keep harmful germs out as much as possible. This picture that I just showed you shows how your body protects you. Eyelashes, I haven't got many, they're very short, stop dirt and germs from getting into your eyes. You have your tears in your eyes all the time. They help wash out germs. That's what they're there for, and to have a good cry. Tiny hairs on your nose, and I had a nosebleed this morning, it shocked me. I never touched my nose, not as sometimes I do that, but it bled, so nobody knows why you get a nosebleed. It happens sometimes, doesn't it? Tiny hairs in your nose catch any germs you breathe in. Fungi, these are germs which grow on your body and cause infections like athlete's foot. You can catch them in the sports room, in the swimming pool, where you go for football, and so they can be treated. And it's a fungus which can grow between your toes. Gosh, it's raining. It makes your skin sore and flaky. You can get rid of athlete's foot with a special powder. It's not a problem. Lots of people have had it, especially sports people. Your skin keeps germs out as long as you have no cuts or scratches. Germs come out of your nose in a slimy stuff called mucus when you sneeze or blow your nose. Your mouth and throat are always wet and slippery so that germs don't get stuck there. When you swallow germs, go into your tummy and they're made harmless by the juices there. So you don't have to worry about germs really, because your body has an immune system created by God, and He creates beautifully, perfectly and wonderfully, and He's designed it so that it can self-heal. And it's marvellous, our bodies. They do work well if we feed them well and drink well and don't punish our bodies with too much fat, sugar, alcohol, all these things that are bad for us. Little tiny bits is okay, but not loads and loads, because they can make you very ill. So I'll show you that picture again close up. Yeah. So anyway, you can see it online with the help of Mummy and Daddy, I'm sure. Well, germ attack. Your whole body, oh gosh, that rain, I've got my windows wide open, but never mind. Your whole body, I'm glad I didn't go out. I was going to go out today, and then I thought, I'll record something. Your whole body is made up of millions of tiny living parts called cells. When germs such as bacteria or viruses get into your body, they start to multiply and feed off your cells, and this is what makes you feel ill. The bacteria invasion. Your body is a warm, damp place with plenty of food, so bacteria grow and spread quickly inside you. Within hours, there can be millions in one small part of your body, so that's why it's wise to eat good food, not bad food. Some bacteria attack your cells by giving off poisons. These can also spread infection around your body and in your blood. So you've got a cell, then you've got poisons, you've got bacteria, and then you've got bacteria attack. And they attack the cells with the poisons. So they kill off the poisons. So you've got good bacteria and bad bacteria. If you learn about science, when you ask the science teacher, they'll explain it in more detail. And a cell that looks, this is what cells from your skin look like through a powerful microscope. Well, I'm going to finish reading it and then I'll try and put the book so that you can see the picture in a minute. The virus invasions. The virus is attacked by getting inside a cell. The cell becomes a kind of factory for making new viruses. The virus enters the cell, then new viruses are made inside the cell. Then the cell dies and the virus is set out to invade new cells. Germs and symptoms. Symptoms are caused both by germs damaging your cells and by the way your body fights back. The great thing is your body is designed to fight back, and fight back it does, and that's when you're better. Different germs cause symptoms in different parts of your body. An area infected by bacteria, such as an aching tooth, ooh, I hate aching teeth, don't you? They're terrible, often feels sore and swollen. Sometimes you have to have them taken out. Well, I haven't got hardly any left. It's because I'm old. When you get old and you haven't looked after your teeth, or your teeth haven't looked after you, or got gum disease, is a bad thing. That's how you lose your teeth. So you have to look after your gums and your teeth. Your temperature rises as your body starts to fight the germs. This is an early sign of infection. You know, when you get really hot and something is not right, it's things working inside your body trying to fight and kill off the attack. There's a medicine called paracetamol. It helps lower your temperature, but you shouldn't have too many. You have to space them out, 4 hours in between. Then, in the blood, your blood is always flowing inside you. It takes food and oxygen around your body, but it can also help spread any infections that get into your blood. Okay, we're coming to the nice bit now. Getting better. Medicines called antibiotics can help treat illnesses caused by bacteria. Not every illness is caused by bacteria. No medicines can get rid of viruses. I think I'll repeat this. Medicines called antibiotics can help treat illnesses caused by bacteria. No medicines can get rid of viruses. Your body fights them in its own way. Your body fights off viruses in its own way. There is no medicine. And viruses live in the body. They cannot live outside. So you can't catch a virus outside the body. You can catch somebody's flu, but that is completely different. That's where the confusion comes in. Colds and flu often start with a sore throat because the viruses that cause them start in your throat. Cleaning cuts and protecting them with a plaster or a bandage helps to stop the bacteria from getting in. So it is a good thing to use bandages when it's a big thing, and little plasters when it's small, to keep out germs and things from getting inside your body. I'm now going to try and show you the pictures here for you to have a little look. I don't know. Okay, we'll turn over to the next page, which is on allergies. No, it's not. It's another one. It's a big. It is fighting back. I like fighting back. Do you? When something attacks you? Well, it depends if it's a person or a thing or an illness. If it's an illness, we all must fight it. When you get an infection, your body fights off the invading germs. In your blood, there are special cells which try to stop them from spreading further. The germ eaters. When germs damage your cells, more blood flows to the infected place. White blood cells then eat the germs. One white blood cell sticks to germs. 2 white blood cells surrounds germs. That's in the picture here. 3 germs are digested inside. Now over here on the left, I'm going to follow the pattern. In your blood, it says. This page shows a close-up picture of blood vessels. These are the tubes that carry blood around your body. Blood contains millions of cells in a liquid called plasma. You've seen that hanging up in the hospitals, haven't you, when people are on a drip with receiving blood plasma because they've had an accident or there's something wrong with their blood. Like my dad had leukemia, and that means there's too many white cells and they eat up the red ones, and so they have to add healthy plasma blood to the body to fight off those white cells that are killing your red cells. So that's what plasma is. So these are the tubes that carry blood around your body. Blood contains millions of cells in a liquid called plasma. We just read that. Red blood cells carry food and oxygen. White blood cells have the job of killing germs. Okay, on the left here we've got red blood cell, then we've got a white blood cell, then we've got the plasma, and then the white blood cell sticks to the germs and the white blood cells surrounds the germs, and then the germs are digested inside, and then we get antibodies which are made in the body. Then we've got a germ, and then the antibodies hold on to the germ, and then the germ bursts open and dies. So that's the fight that's going on inside your body. And I'm going to read how it works. Flushing out germs. So we flush them out of the body, a bit like you flush things down the toilet, but it flushes out of your body with all your everything that flushes, but something's working inside before it can flush out down the loo, you know. But this is basically what happens. Lymph is a liquid that runs around your body all over in a network of tubes. If you saw a skeleton, you could know that there's all tubes going round. And it carries dead germs and cells to swellings called lymph nodes. We've got them all over. Here, white blood cells clean them out of the lymph. Lymph nodes, especially in your neck, can feel sore and swollen while you are fighting germs. Lymph nodes, there's a little picture of where they are. They're in all sorts of odd places, so this little book is quite good. Maybe I should, I don't know, photocopy it. I don't know, your mummy will have to get it for you. It's a nice little book. Antibodies can recognize germs that have attacked you before. They stay in your body to stop the same germs from attacking you again. That's why they do vaccines, but I really think you only need the minimum of vaccines. They do too many in America. Fortunately in England they don't do as many, but you do need the sort of polio, tetanus, whooping cough, and all the... Well, they did introduce measles. Sarah had that twice, very bad, age 2 and age 4. She survived it, but they are important, but I wouldn't suggest having too many because it can cause autism. So the parents need to decide what their babies or children should have, and don't have too many while they're babies, because the mother's immune system, if she's breastfeeding, keeps the baby safe. So we don't want to have too many, but some are very much okay, fine, but they need to be tested. It takes 4 to 5 years to test a vaccine, remember that. They want to give you a vaccine before that time, they're not safe. You don't need an early one for an early kind of illness. Antibodies can recognize germs that have attacked you before. We just said that. They stay in your body to stop the same germs from attacking you again. This means you can only catch most infections once. Being protected like this is called being immune. So you need to study up on all these things before you take them yourself when you're a bit bigger. You want to decide yourself what you want in your body. You have to have a serious understanding of science before you let someone vaccinate you. It's called immunization, and I'm going to tell you about that now. You probably all know, you've all had injections in your arms or in your bottom or somewhere like that. Immunization is a way of making you immune to an infectious is the word, illness, without you having to catch it. So it stops you getting it, or it should do. Basically, that's the idea behind a vaccine. When you are immunized, you are given a tiny, supposedly tiny, dose of a germ. The dose is too weak to make you ill, or it should be, but the flu injection actually made me very ill in 2016. And it is a few people that are made ill, but not everyone is. I was one of the unlucky ones. But it helps your body to produce the antibodies that will protect you against that illness in the future. So, if you've had it once, you should be okay for the future. Babies are usually given injections that immunize them against some serious diseases, and that has always, I had 4 children and I had all the proper injections for them in 1965, 66, 67. They all had what they needed to have, and then my son in 1976. I do not think that they need to have more than the basics. It can affect the children, so yes, they're a good idea, and all parents since the 1940s have had their children vaccinated to protect them. Allergies. An allergy is when your body fights ordinary things as if they were germs. This can cause symptoms such as a rash, wheezing, or tummy ache. Anything that causes an allergy in somebody is called an allergen. What happens? When an allergen invades the body of an allergic person, like my dad was ill with the cancer of the blood, leukemia, the white blood cells send out antibodies to fight it. A chemical called histamine, I've had that, is produced which causes the allergic symptoms. Allergen antibodies stick to allergen antibody. Histamine, white blood cell produces histamine, so it's naturally produced. Breathing, this is a problem that I have suffered all my life with. Some people are allergic to things they breathe in, such as dust, pollen, feathers, or pet hairs. Well, we have a resident here in another flat. He suffers from allergy to dogs and cats and things. It makes him come out in terrible things. Hay fever, I suffer with that, can be caused by an allergy to pollen. It makes you sneeze and your eyes become watery and itchy. I don't take any treatment, but it is available. What is asthma? We all know somebody who's got that or had that, especially children in cities suffer with that now. Asthma can be caused by an allergy. It makes it difficult to breathe air into your lungs, so you wheeze or cough. Here you can see what happens. I've got a picture. I'll still read on. You breathe air into your lungs along tubes called bronchioles. That's why the word bronchitis comes from. Asthma makes the bronchioles narrower, so less air can get through. Breathing in medicine from an inhaler, which there's a picture of one on here. I'm sure some of you have seen children using inhalers, like the one below, helps open up your bronchioles again. So, yeah. I'm not very good at this. So, that's a picture of touching. Some people have to be careful what they wear against their skin. Metal, for instance, in earrings. Oh yes, that's happened to me. I've been allergic to earrings. I can only wear gold. And materials such as wool can cause a rash. Actually, that's true, because this black cardigan I've got is wool. And I'm not quite allergic to it, but it annoys me at times. The other one, I've got a bigger one, black jumper than this, and it's more woolly. Oh, it drives me nuts when I wear it, but it's warm. It's a bit cold today. Anyway, materials such as wool can cause a rash. I think it's when they're more rough than the softer wools that you have for babies. They're okay. An itchy rash called eczema is sometimes caused by washing powder or soap. Yeah, that is very, very true. So Mummy has to be careful sometimes with what she uses to wash the clothes. Treating allergies. You cannot catch allergies from other people. Only you're allergic. They're not. It's your personal thing that your body doesn't like certain things, materials, or anything on your skin. With certain things I'm talking about, metals, plastic, even that can annoy some people. The best protection against them is for people to try to avoid things that they know they're allergic to. Certain metals and paints and all kinds of things you can be allergic to, all kinds of products that you handle you can be allergic to, so you have to be aware what causes your allergy. Eating. Unfortunately, I'm not allergic to eating. I love eating, and it shows. Some people are allergic to certain foods. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen to me. I like food and I'm not allergic to it. Eating them can cause allergic symptoms, including a tummy ache or rash. Food allergy can play a part in asthma. Some people cannot eat nuts at all. They can kill them. These foods can cause allergies in some people. Would you believe it? Milk can. Milk can give some people allergies. Seafood. It depends really on the type of seafood that you're eating, but there are some you need to be aware of what they are for you personally. And chocolate. Oh dear, I wish I was allergic to chocolate. I love chocolate. And it shows. I have to try and avoid chocolate. It likes me too much, and I love chocolate, so but some people can't eat it at all. I wish I was one of those, and then I'd have to say no thank you. Medicines called antihistamines can ease some of the symptoms caused by allergies. It is hard to avoid allergens such as dust, which get everywhere. People who are allergic to dust need their bedrooms cleaned or dusted regularly, because it can affect their breathing, and you need to be able to breathe in your bed while you're asleep, don't you? So yes, there are those unfortunate people. So you can do your own dusting, or maybe it'll make you ill doing it. I bet you'll say that that's what happens. How illnesses spread. Now we need to know this, because so many lies are out there now in the world telling us how you get this and how you get that, particularly this coronavirus COVID-19. That's not written about in this book, but I might give a comment at the end. I'm not sure. Depends what I'm going to read next. I haven't read it all yet. The most common way that illnesses are spread is through the air. But not everything can be spread through the air. I want you to understand that. Not everything. When you cough, sneeze or breathe out, you spray tiny droplets into the air. This can spread illnesses such as colds, flu, and chicken pox to other people. but I will add, not a virus. A virus doesn't come outside your body. It lives in your body. You can't cough it out. It's yours. The virus belongs to you and your body. It's only a flu that you can give to someone else, and a cold. So you need to stay away from people when you got flu and when you got a cold. And use a hanky. You know, I've got hankies. This one doesn't look too clever, but I've got a hanky. Yeah, always have a hanky. I have my dad's and my uncle's hankies. They're bigger than women's. Women's hankies are too small. They're pathetic, aren't they? I don't know why women always wanted to have little hankies, but I like men's hankies. Anyway, covering your mouth and nose when you cough or sneeze helps stop germs from spreading. One sneeze can shoot germs over 3 meters. Do you know that's 10 feet? That's a long way, isn't it? I'll repeat that. Covering your mouth and nose when you cough or when you sneeze helps stop germs from spreading. One sneeze can shoot germs over 3 meters. That's 10 feet. That's bigger than a person who's the tallest that you know. That's a long way, isn't it? It's as far as that door over there behind me. Touching. Some skin infections, such as cold sores or warts, can be spread from one person to another by touching the infected place. So you don't touch sore places and touch other people. That means wash your hands regularly, doesn't it? That's what it does. Wash your hands regularly and don't touch people if you've got something wrong with you, or even better still, don't go near them. Try not to share other people's things, such as towels or unwashed dishes and cutlery if they have an infection. That's what we've been taught recently, but it does make sense if you really have got something infectious. You just don't mix and share your stuff with others when you're like that. Food. If you do not take enough care with food, germs can make it bad and cause illness. Bacteria grow on foods, as if it's left out of the fridge, such as meat and milk, if they're kept out for too long. Fresh food should always be washed before cooking or eating. Yes, we're talking about vegetables and things like that. It's very, very important. A cover protects food from flies. I've got one. Which can carry bacteria. They're net and they're see-through, they're mesh, and you just put them over. They're very, very good. And even for cooked food you should have them. Washing your hands. Always wash your hands after going to the toilet and before eating or handling food. Dirty hands can spread germs onto food and cause bad upset tummies. Occasionally, some pets can pass on diseases. It is always best to wash your hands after handling animals and not to kiss them, especially on the mouth, or let them lick your face. Lots of children let them lick their faces. You don't do that, because they lick all sorts of places, pets do. Soil can occasionally carry a serious disease caused by a dog or a cat mess. So take care to wash your hands after playing outside in the parks or the gardens. That's all you have to do. Wash your hands before you eat. Head lice. Some of my children unfortunately got them, and you can treat them with metal combs and stuff and then put this stuff on them. It's not very nice. Oh, it makes me want to itch my head thinking about it. Oh, horrible. Head lice I never had them, thank goodness. Head lice are tiny creatures that live in your hair. This might make me itch reading this. Make your head feel itchy. Lice and their eggs, called nits, can get from one person's head to another. Tie long hair back for school and don't share brushes or combs. It's very important. Bad water. Water can carry diseases. This sometimes happens in poorer places where people have to share the same dirty water for washing, drinking and cooking. Infected water can spread diseases to many people. When I lived in Jamaica, we had to carry water when we didn't have water. We didn't have running pipes or anything. We had a big tank outside. And when they built a new road and went through the behind where we lived, they broke the tank that we had to use. We had to go down the road and carry water in buckets from another tank. But that was rainwater. That wasn't coming through pipes or anything. We didn't have pipes in the area we lived. It was in the bush, in the Bethany area, Mar Gully, Manchester, Jamaica. I'll never forget that time there. I lived there in the bush for 3 years and carried buckets of water. But it was nice water, fortunately for us, because it was rainwater. The clean air there. Infected water can spread diseases to many people, so I haven't showed you the inside of this. I'll turn over. Accidents. If you get hurt or injured, whether it is a tiny cut or a broken leg, your body has its own way of mending itself. If your skin is broken by a cut or graze and your blood vessels are damaged, blood flows out of your body. Tiny blood cells called platelets soon stop the bleeding by making a sticky plug called a clot. Platelets clump together in the blood around the cut. The platelets catch other blood cells and make a clot. A blood clot becomes a scab which protects the cut while it heals. Underneath the new skin, cells are made to replace the damaged ones. Soon the scab dries up and falls off. Bumps and bruises. A hard bump can damage blood vessels without breaking your skin. Blood leaks out underneath your skin, but it cannot escape. This causes a bruise. Chemicals from red blood cells can make bruises look purple, especially when you're very old or very young. A bump on a bony part of your body, such as your skin or head, can cause a lump. Your skin swells because there's less room underneath for the blood to drain away. Broken bones. I had one once, my wrist. It's not nice, is it? If a bone gets broken, your body has to make new cells to grow over the break and join the bone together again. The bone must be set and put in the right position and kept still while it mends. Plaster cast keeps the legs or the broken bones still. Special photographs called X-rays show where and how the bone is broken. Burns, that's nasty. When a burn damages your skin, watery fluid wells up from underneath and forms a blister. Blisters help protect damaged cells. When new cells grow underneath, the fluid disappears and the old damaged skin peels away. As soon as you get burned, run your wound under a cold tap. Cold water can ease the pain of a burn and help stop the damage from spreading, so immediately run under cold water. Going to the doctor, which we can't do at the moment, isn't it dreadful? Mind you, I don't go. Once a year I might have to go and have doxycycline if my chest is bad, just to clear it off. 4 days tablets, done, better. Sometimes you may need help from a doctor to get better. A doctor's job is to recognise an illness and try to put things right, finding out what's wrong. The doctor asks you questions about how you're feeling. If you can describe your symptoms clearly, it helps her or him to tell what is wrong. She also looks and feels for any signs of illness, such as a rash or swelling. Records of your health and past visits give the doctor clues to what is wrong. The doctor may feel your neck. If the lymph nodes there are swollen, it shows you have an infection. She may put a thermometer under your tongue to take your temperature. It should be about 37 centigrade or 98.4 Fahrenheit. A stethoscope makes the sounds inside you louder so she can check that your heart and lungs are working properly. When a doctor is working out what is wrong with you, it is called making a diagnosis. Once she has done this, the doctor can then give you advice about getting better. Hospital. Occasionally, thank goodness not always, your doctor may decide to send you to a hospital. Except in COVID-19, nobody's hardly been going, have they? Here you can see another doctor who knows all about your particular illness. That's called a specialist. In different parts of a hospital, doctors treat different diseases. After a bad accident, people can get urgent treatment at an emergency unit. If you have to stay in a hospital for a while, nurses will look after you. A close member of your family may be able to stay with you, and friends can visit to cheer you up, except not now in lockdown. I'm not sure if they're allowing people in or it's by appointment or some special way of visiting, so hopefully you won't have to go. Medicine. Sometimes doctors have to prescribe medicine to help you get better. Medicines must be used just as the doctor says, otherwise they may not work or could be dangerous. Doctors on the move. In parts of the world far from towns, people cannot easily get to a doctor, so doctors travel to see them. They stay a short while in each place to give people treatment and advice about staying healthy. That's good. But in some places, like Jamaica, you have to pay to see a doctor. So the poor people don't all get to see a doctor. They have to do home medications or bush medications or all sorts of things to help sort themselves out using natural plants and things, and some of them work, especially aloe vera. Where you live. People's health is affected by where they live, what they do, and how much money they have. Different illnesses are found in different parts of the world. I mean, fortunately, we don't get malaria here, do we? The mosquitoes, then they bite, they're horrible, and if you get malaria, it's a lifetime recurrence. Fortunately, I didn't get it. I did get bitten though. Weather. Don't like the weather today, it's raining. The weather can affect people's health. You need the rain, don't you? For instance, in hot, wet parts of the world, I've just said this, mosquitoes can spread a serious disease called malaria. I told you, didn't know I was going to read it. Food. In some poorer parts of the world, there is not always enough food to go around. And if you haven't got money, you can't buy it even if it's there. Without all the goodness they need from food, people can get very ill. And this is called malnutrition. And there is a lot of that in the world, and we need to try and help them as much as we can. But do we do enough? I always do a little, but my little won't make much difference to the world. In many parts of Africa and other countries too, and I mean it's a continent, many people die every year from malnutrition, and in India and Pakistan and all those poor little countries throughout the world, Philippines, all everywhere. I mean, there's not many. They're even hungry in England at the moment. Some people. You must think about that too. Mosquitoes, back again, can infect people with malaria when they bite them, and it's not very nice. It's a terrible thing. Not all food is good for you. In richer parts of the world, many people suffer from diseases which doctors think may be caused by eating too much of the wrong kind of food. Like, I'll name it, McDonald's, KFC, and all these type of, what are those things? I don't even eat them, but you can ring up and they deliver them to you, these sort of fast food. Alright, we'll call them fast foods. The fast foods industry make you fat and unwell. Well, I'm fat not from eating them, but chocolate. This meal has lots of sugar and fat, which can be bad for you. You know, those sort of chip things and Coke things and big sausages in baps and all kind of things, and sausage rolls and... Alright, I'm giving the food industry a bad name here, aren't I? I better stop. Pollution. Yeah, that's another one. We'll leave the food. We all make our choices, and then if we get ill, it's our fault. Pollution can harm all living things, including people. For instance, polluted lakes and rivers can make people ill if the water gets into their drinking supplies. Well, the answer to that is distill your water. I distill mine because I don't like the water in Norfolk. It tastes horrible, so I distill mine. There's nothing in it. It's clean. So, epidemics. Illness can spread quickly in places where people live, crowded together without good health care. A disease that infects many people at one time is called an epidemic, or in the case of this COVID-19, they're calling it a pandemic, but I'll leave those comments for another podcast about it, not on yours, because you're too young to hear it, what I think about it. Since 1997, it's a long time ago, isn't it? An epidemic of cholera in Mozambique has been affecting many people who live in poor places like the one in this picture. I better show you the picture then. I think that's enough showing. Okay. Jobs. Places where people work and the jobs they do can affect their health. People who work down the mines can suffer breathing problems from dust. But of course there's many other jobs that cause similar terrible illnesses. Knowing the facts. Learning about how your body works and how illnesses can happen helps you live a healthier life. Years ago, nobody knew that smoking, in fact in the old films you can see them smoking, because they did it all the time, in crowds and groups and everywhere. When I was growing up, I smoked everywhere, in the streets, everywhere. Smoking caused serious heart and lung disease. Now people know that it is healthier not to smoke, and I see too many young people smoking now. Then adverts aren't out there working, are they, telling them not to smoke? So they'll have COPD and be very ill if they don't stop. Staying healthy. There are lots of things that you can do to help you stay healthy. These are some of them. Here we go, near the end. Eating well. You need to eat many different types of food to stay really healthy. How much you eat is important too. Eating too much or too little can be unhealthy. Different foods help your body in different ways. Keeping your body clean can help stop germs from causing infections. Exercise. I love exercise, but the only exercise I like now is walking. I used to like weightlifting and refereeing football games and training for it. Won the marathon in 1984 and came last. Got a bad back. Oh, then James thought I got lost. That's another story. Exercising is a good way of looking after your body. Well, when you get older you make excuses, but it is true. It keeps it in good working order and helps prevent illness. Swimming is good. Not in the seaside here though. I don't like the look of it. For people with asthma, because it helps improve their breathing. For more links you must go to this website, www.usborne-quicklinks.com, and click on the number of the website you want to visit. There's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which will tell you all about your illnesses, about what makes you ill. So, what children, we have reached the end and it's taken almost an hour. I don't think you can sit through listening to all this for an hour, do you? This is the end of the book. So, I hope you might learn something from it. That's why I did it. It's important to look after your health and to understand how your body works. I hope you've learnt a little. It's okay I think it's important for someone to tell you how to look after your body and not be frightened and not be worried, and to ask lots of questions and look on websites for answers, but truthful ones. Mummy will help you, and Daddy. Alright, God bless you all, children. This was for children, not adults, so forgive me if you didn't like it.